You're listening to 101 with Tommie Zam. On the 54th episode, we sit down with Adrian McCoy talking about skateboarding and life. Let's do this. What's up, Adrian? How you doing, dude?
Yo, T, what's good, man? How you been?
Just living life out here in San Diego, just living that hustle life, man. Out here out here in Cali, you gotta hustle like a crazy fool,
Man, yeah, I know that. You got that weather, man.
And where you at?
You know, I'm here in Vegas, man, just living the dream. See lights, baby.
Hell yeah, dude. Vegas is I never been, you know
Saying?
what? I've never been to Vegas before. I always flew into Vegas and then jump out on a plane and
Yeah,
go wherever I need to go. But I need to make a trip out that way towards you guys.
yeah, man, that'd be cool for sure. Definitely got
Yeah,
to
because
come out.
I heard there's a lot of good skateboarding,
Yeah,
a lot of fun stuff to do out there.
I don't know how you take the heat though. How depending on when you come, you know.
When's the best time to come out there?
It's about right around these times.
About these
Summer nights
times?
are fun though.
Oh, okay. Well, for
Yeah,
skateboarding or just for general
yeah. I'm
life?
talking. I'm talking skating. Yeah, skateboarding,
Oh,
getting
okay.
out there, hitting all the
Yeah,
spots. Because when it's hot, you really limited to a certain amount of spots to hit unless you're fucking 16.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you mean, but I mean, what do you do when it's hot out there? I mean, do y'all go like jump in the pool? I mean, y'all stay in the house or what?
For me, I just lay low in the crib, in the vault, and then the homies hit me up to go skate, I just pop out and then get
Hmm.
it in real quick. Um, just make sure you keep water, stay hydrated for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Just try and make the most out of the day because it's hot. I mean, during the summer for sure, it's hot. So just try and make the most and just get back in the crib when whether you get some, it's
yeah,
just what it is.
yeah. Because I know out here we don't have air conditioning out here in San Diego. All we have is a heater. So when it's hot, we got to go out and buy
Damn,
fans and stuff like that.
shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, do y'all got air
That's
conditioners out
wild.
there?
Yeah, still go up though.
Oh,
So
okay.
you
Because I figured,
better off having you, you low key better off doing it like how you guys doing it. Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
man. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of like it. Saves that money. Hey,
Nah,
saves that money on that electric bill.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the luxury for sure.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Well,
But no,
let's let's tell a little bit about you, man. Like, you did you grow up in Vegas or what?
yeah, man. Born and raised 19. know, grew up skating in the early 90s. Um, I used to mess around on bikes, rollerblade. And then one day I just asked somebody if I could try to skateboard. That's when I my first slip. I think I was like 5.
Hmm.
And then I didn't touch it until I was like 7. And then ever since, I've always skated. Like all my elementary pics, like I was skating then.
Hmm.
So just growing up in Vegas, like through the mid 90s, skating, that was always my thing.
Yeah. And what was it like growing up in Vegas? I mean, was it rough? Was it easy? I mean, like how what was it like?
Um, for me, my family, we was moving around a lot. So just seeing different areas, different things, different people,
Yeah.
dealing with a lot of different things and just trying to find your way through it all.
Yeah. I mean, was it like a hard
So,
life,
but
like a hard life out there, or what?
um, for me, yeah, I mean, really, but as far as just having stable homes and all that stuff, just moving around, you might stay at your auntie or might have to go stay with your grandma or something. Just moving around throughout the city growing up, so just adapting to the street life as far as
Yeah,
knowing how to get around and what to do and what to stay away from, all the bad shit, coming up. So thankfully, skateboarding was always around coming up.
yeah. And
You
and,
know,
and you said
kept
that
me it kept me away from that.
yeah. So I mean, you said it was a bad thing. So you mean like getting in the gangs and stuff like that? I mean, that was like, was it like always in
Yeah, I
your
mean,
face? Like,
well, bad is yeah. 'Cause, I mean, of course, you got the entertainment world surrounded by you, so that and then the gangster, kids growing up, they don't really see it how you see it. So, and I was always a quiet kid, so I just never really tried to pay attention to it because I was like, shit, I'm trying to go skate, man. As soon as that last bell ring, that's what we on. Hey, you know. So that's what I'm saying. Like skateboarding played a big role in my life, so kept me away from a lot of dumb shit.
that's good, dude. That's good. And did you feel like while you were a skateboarder, did you feel the respect from other kids in your school or your neighborhood and stuff to respect you as a skateboarder, or was it
Oh
like
man,
you had to
yeah, it
hide your
was.
skateboarding a little bit?
No, it was there, but we had our moments where, growing up, coming up in the early 2000s, in the mid 90s, and being at school, like we wasn't respected like that. That was considered like corny for the hip hop culture. Like, you out there skating, your shoes holy. I'm wearing Costin too going to middle school. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That type era. Like we like DC avatars, the Mantecas, the ones with the strap. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Stevie with the reasons, the DC. So it was kind of hard back then, but we never cared. We knew what we was doing outside of all that.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. You know what I mean? Like, because I know, like growing up as a skateboarder, like in the '80s, like late '80s, early '90s, and stuff. It was rough. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I mean, we were looked differently. We
Yeah,
were like the
I wanted to
outcasts of
ask
the
you too,
regular world.
how was it for you coming up, growing up through your elementary to teenage, to your young and how was it going up for you?
Yeah, for me, it was like we were. I mean, I grew up in like a small redneck town, basically. So we were definitely pawned on like as hooligans and stuff like
Right,
that.
right,
Cops like redneck cops like threaten to
right.
shoot us and all that crazy stuff.
Respect.
It
Yeah,
was
I could relate to that too. That was another thing. Like it was like you always got told to not skate and go over to the skate park, and they never understood like this is part of the culture.
hmm
You know, these being
yeah,
in the streets, having fun with your homies. You know, or
eh,
your family, because you never know, it might be your family with you too.
yep, yep, 100%. You know what I mean? Because you could be skating the skate park, but the skate park's not what you want to skate, because what you grew up on was skating the streets. And I feel the
Right,
skating the streets, you learn more about life on the streets than you do in the skate park.
right, right. I feel like you get the full aspect of what you're doing and what you exist in, that you put yourself in, or that you so happen to be in.
Yeah, 100%, man. I
Yeah,
mean that. I mean that's how street skating started. You know what I mean? It's about skating the streets. It's about like getting out there and
and I respect the skate park though to the fullest because I treat it like the gym. Like some people got Planet Fitness or 24-hour fitness, LA Fitness or whatever shit. The skate park is the gym. I respect the gyms too. Hit the gym too. But that's how I treat the skate park. Like, I call it the dojo.
To the JoJo.
Yeah, you go with your purple belt, you work your way up and get a black belt.
Yep.
You
No,
know,
it's true. You're right. You know,
that's how I look at it.
but hey, it's a free dojo, so you don't have to worry about paying that membership.
Right. And that's the blessing. I always look at skate parks as a blessing. They're giving us space to gain more, you know?
Yeah.
So that
No,
was always dope. Respect to that.
no, definitely. And then, did you have skate shops in your area that supported skateboarding for your in the culture?
Yeah. Yeah, growing up back then, like I said, in the 90s, it was sub skates going in there as a young kid. Back, you remember soaps?
Yep.
Yeah, back in them soap shoes when them was popping off and shit. But, you know, that was the neighborhood one. And then industrial, that was another shop one in Arizona too, I think. And then pharmacy, they started one and they originated in California. So it was dope to see that all play out like that. You know, I come from like a is OG, you know.
Hmm.
So that was
And
it's like that's what it was.
yeah. And did you feel that like not feel, but did like the skate shops do like special events for you or some stuff like not for you, but for like the skaters in your community?
Yeah, yeah. They used to throw demos and people would that come out do things and stuff. It was sick.
Yeah, that's
You know,
right,
girl
dude.
used to come out, City Stars. Back in the day, like all type of teams was coming out. Plan B, right, doing demos. Tony Hawk, he did a lot of stuff out here too. He built a
Really,
lot
Tony
of
Hawk
parks
did?
out here. Yeah, I
See,
remember
did you get
yeah, the Boom Jam and all that.
okay? Did you skate with him, meet him, or
Yeah.
what?
I don't think I got a chance to cross paths with Tony. It'd be sick
That would
though.
have been cool, huh? That'd be rad.
Yeah. No, I was always grateful though. He put in work for the city, for the skate community. So that was always dope.
Hell yeah. And do you remember the first time you walked into your first skate shop? Like, what was the experience? Did you feel like you were like, you're in a, like Santa Claus's, like, store or whatever, like it was like opening a
Oh
present or
yeah,
something?
man, that was wild. Yeah, I got my first complete. That was at CVS. It was a store called Copeland's. Got my complete there. That was the spot to go back in the day for sure. When audios was that was the ES audios, iPath.
Man.
So
And what
I
was your
just be like,
experience? What was your
it was
experience when you
like,
were first
damn,
walking your skate shop?
it was wild because it was like you watching those dudes skate and then you go in the shop and you get geared up. It was exciting to see. It was dope. Like coming from the inner city and then you was able to get somewhere and see it rather than on TV. That was the dope part about it. You're actually walking away knowing like, this I'm about to do this.
Dude, that's rad, dude. And like, coming from the inner city, so I mean walking into like I said, your first skate shop and getting that first experience of like the shop owner being like, "Hey, what's up, dude? What can I help you out with? What kind of board you looking for? Is there something you're looking at?" Like you're probably just like, "Wow, this is fucking awesome."
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of love. Getting boards, shoes, getting up. The
Oh
homies
yeah.
showed a lot of love. It was dope. Like coming up, being a little kid and like, but working at the same time.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
where'd
it
you
was
work at?
cool. Yeah.
Where'd you work at?
No, I just been like training. Right. That's why I say
Okay.
I treat skating like karate.
Okay.
It's like a martial art. You know, just always working. Like skate. That's why I appreciate like my path because most of the time I was on my board. that board took me to it did a lot of things for me, so it was cool. Like I never really chased nothing. I just skated. I just chased tricks.
Mm-hmm. That's rad, dude. That's right. Definitely rad to have that mindset of looking at skateboarding as a
Yeah, man.
judo or dojo or karate or whatever. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
because in a way you think about it when you're doing that kickflip, you're kind of like throwing your feet out a little bit like a karate kick. And I didn't realize that
Right.
until you just said it. I'm sitting here thinking
Right.
about it like, damn, you're right, dude.
Yeah. Like we're using our whole body. That's what Bruce Lee was talking about. It's like you got to get good at your whole body, not just one sided.
Hmm.
You know, we use our
Yeah,
whole body. So,
that's true, man. That's true. And then did you grow up watching a lot of martial arts and stuff?
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we grew up all that, Crouching Tiger, all that,
Oh
Enter
yeah,
the
did you go?
Dragon, 36 Chambers. You know what I mean? Back in all of that stuff, bro.
Did you go out and practice it when you were like a kid and stuff like that? Like pretend to be like, the
Yeah,
the
I was probably too busy. I was
master.
probably too busy trying to run. Too busy trying to trick. No, it's serious.
I can picture you doing that too, man.
No, serious. I
Yeah,
would
that's
have
right.
though. I admire it, so it's dope.
Hell yeah. But no, that's right, dude.
Definitely
Like,
rubbed. Yeah,
yeah. What would be your favorite trick to do? Like, like karate wise.
karate.
Yeah, like
It'd
like
probably be the
what's
power fist. Probably the power fist.
oh yeah, what's that?
It's just that one punch. It's just lethal. You remember Paul Phoenix off Tekken 3?
Yeah.
The dude with the tall flat top.
Yep.
Remember, and he hit you with that one punch.
And knocked your ass out.
Yeah, yeah. He hit you with that one punch. You was out
Your
of
ass is
there.
flying backwards.
You
You're
was
like,
out of there.
"Chika!"
Straight up. Like some Kill Bill
Right?
shit. Remember on Kill Bill when she punched him in the chest? And that's like some
Uh-huh.
real shit. Like it's like a special punch.
Yeah. And what's your special punch on your skateboard? Something that a killer trick, that special punch.
Right. I guess it would be my switch frontside flips.
Really? Why you say that?
I don't know, because I've had moments with them where I just be landing them.
And what's one of the best moments you had with it?
Um, Probably when I was skating this 5 flat. I had pulled up and the drive took longer than the trick. So when I got there, I just put my headphones on, put some Bob Marley on. Sun is shining real quick, and I think I landed it fifth try. Yeah, fifth try, and that was the only attempt like the one that I put on the ground is landed.
That's
So I would
rad.
say that one. Yeah, I would say that one.
Yeah. And how many stairs was that? You said 5?
It was a 5 flat 5.
Oh, 5, 5, 5. Damn, dude. That's sick, dude. I'm actually sitting here imagining you doing that right now.
Yeah, it was wild.
Dude, that's
I
crazy,
was like,
dude. And
damn. All right, let's get up out of here.
you're like, I'm done. I'm out of here,
Yeah, there's no stress.
Yeah. And how long you been skateboarding?
It's over 25 years for sure.
20, 25 years, man. So you've been
Yeah,
skateboarding from going from nothing to something to nothing to something.
yeah, yeah. Seen most of the. I was in the prime. Yeah, yeah, back with the guilty days, the storm, fulfill the dream, shorties. back then. Them type of videos, mouse. Like watching trading VHSs with the homies. And really being hyped to watch them. Remember the Logic videos? Like Logic.
Yep. I remember Logic.
Yeah, the Logics. The 411s, of course. Trans Worlds.
Digital.
So, yep, digital.
Digital was my favorite one. I mean, 401's always been my favorite, but digital was like my second favorite videos to watch.
Yeah. I love all of them.
Do you remember your very first skate video you watched?
It had to do Dream of the Storm, one of them.
Who was your favorite skater on those?
Storm. I think it was Steve Wilson for sure.
Oh, really? Why's that?
He just had the style, and he was explosive and everything. And he had character too, like he was like a people dude. Right?
Yeah, Steve Olsen was. Yeah, Steve Olsen was a rad dude, man. That dude skated so good.
Man, he was just having fun, bro. Like, for sure. That's what, when they come to my memory, like, I ain't being kind of specific. I'm just going off, man. That's just how that was.
Yeah, because I remember living out here. Yeah, I remember living out here. In those days, back in the '90s, just seeing Steve Olsen skating around, man, just skating around the beach and just cruising, and it was just rad to see that.
See, hell yeah, that must have been wild. Like, he's like, damn, there you go.
Yeah, some of those tricks he did in that video was basically here on the beach, here in Pacific Beach.
Word.
Yeah, if you ever come out this way, I'll show you some of the spots that he skated. You'd be like, "Whoa, I've seen that spot. I didn't know that spot's crazy."
Right. That's sick.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of spots out here.
Yeah, that's the stuff I was looking at. Like, we was hyped as fuck on that. That made us.
Did you have like brothers and sisters that looked up to you skateboarding wise and stuff, or what?
Yeah, I got 3 little brothers under me. They all, 2 of them, they mess with the skating. The younger one, he's still skating now, so that's dope to see. Young bros out there getting it. Yeah, he's 15, so.
Okay. So you basically just made you just smoothed out the road for them to just follow your lead in life,
Yeah, if you want to, he be just enjoying.
Oh, really?
It's up to him. He loved it, the Charlie's. Shit. Work on varial flip today. It's all training.
Hell yeah, dude.
See how many kickflips you could do out of 10 tries.
And how many he does?
He'll do about 7.
Okay.
Man, work his way up.
Okay. So you're training him good.
Yeah, because I use that tactic for me too. It's like, how many switch flips can I do in 10 tries? And I'll just pick 10 tricks and do that same method. And it just helps you. It shows you your accuracy.
That's rad. And so you like, so basically you'll do like, your warm up is like 10 kick flips in a row, or how many kick flips you could do in a row, and then like how many nollie flips you do in a row. So that's your warm up tricks. Is that what you're basically saying?
Right. Yeah. Sometimes that'll be the routine of things. That's just like a side quest. Like, do that real quick.
Okay.
Do
that's pretty rad.
10 hill flips. Or
yeah.
Do do 10 180s, 10 360s. Or just, not to say to do a perfect 10, it's just to see how many you can consistently out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then move on to the next trick.
Yeah, that's pretty smart. I mean, that's definitely a smart thing to do. You know, I mean, like, doing like how many nollies you can do in a row, and then move, like you said, move on to your next trick and do like nollie 180s, and basically
Yeah.
you're learning how to do the basic tricks and learn how to do them better.
Right. Exactly.
That's smart. And then
Like,
you go jump on that 5-5 flat, and then you're like, okay, I got my trick. I'm out.
right. 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 And that's how I like treat it. It's just like try to be repetitive because it's all muscle memory, but you have to treat it like the gym. So that are really in the gym is respect. Like respect to those guys because they put in that work.
Mm-hmm.
It's all repetition.
Yeah. And do you remember your first contest you ever skated, or are you a contest skater?
I think my first contest was at like a park called Pro Park. It was crazy. It's mostly transition. It's a tight little park. It's crazy. But I think I was like 15. I think
Mm-hmm.
it
And
was sick.
and that
Signed
was your
up.
yeah.
What'd you say?
I said that was your first contest.
Yeah, it was like a little amateur series thing back in the day. Forgot what it was called,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I had signed up that day.
And were you nervous or what?
Hell yeah!
Take
Like
me back. Take us
I knew I
take us back to that day, man.
like so. I get up. It was you had to be there early in the morning. I get there, sign up. My ass. I'm 15. I'm buying a 5-hour energy, thinking I need all this energy in the world to skate the contest. I get there, heart racing. Nervous. I'm trying, but like some tricks going, some not. But overall, it was dope. It was a good experience. I was hyped. Like I made the most out of what was in the park for me.
Mm-hmm.
So just being able to do that and everybody had fun, it was dope.
Were you nervous that everybody was like staring at you when they called your name, and it was just like, wow, everybody's looking at me right now.
Hell yeah, bro. Yep. Hell yeah, I didn't feel my
How'd
legs.
you didn't feel your legs?
Hell no, the legs disappeared.
You got the gimp leg? Is that what happened?
Yeah, ghost legs. He's like, damn, pushed through. It was fun.
Oh yeah. Now I remember my first contest, man. I was probably about the same age. Yeah, I was about the same age, and probably about 14, maybe I think I was. And it was my first
Right.
contest, man, ever, dude. I was basically like nervous, man, like just having everybody staring at you and watching you. You had like I think it was like 10 minutes to skate or 5 minutes to skate jam or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, it was. I didn't enter
Right.
contest. I didn't enter contest anymore after that.
Yeah. Out, speak, people see you. The floor is on you.
Yeah.
Especially the jams. I like jams though. Jams are fun.
Really? Why's that?
I don't know, cause you be the homies. It's like the street. I
You
feel
just feel
like
like you.
single format is a little more nervous, especially when you on stage.
Yeah. No, it definitely is
You have
nervous.
to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it's just you got 60 seconds or whatever. It's like
Yeah.
I
It's
like
definitely
jam.
nerve wracking.
Hell yeah.
And then and so do you remember your very first sponsor that you got?
Uh, my first sponsor was Holcomb Skateboard.
Okay.
Holcomb Skateboards. That's Kenny Anderson's brother, Kyle Anderson. Shout out to Kyle, man. Dope dude. He definitely looked out. That was dope. So Holcomb
Oh yeah. And
was my first sponsor.
that's your first one. And when you first got sponsored, what was it? What was your feelings? Well, how'd you feel when you got first sponsored?
It was nice to not have to really buy boards. It's like not really get my tricks in and not worry that I'm gonna have to go buy another board if I get the money to get one. Cause I like 3 or 4, you know. So
Yeah.
we filmed a lot. We traveled. We was in California. Skated a lot in LA. It was fun. We ventured around. It was good times. Definitely a dope experience. I'm grateful for
That's
that.
right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then is that how you built your name up? Is by traveling with this company and meeting people and networking with other people from LA and stuff like that? Do you feel like that helped you out a lot to be where you're at?
Um, it helped for sure. Mainly just us branching out, you know, getting out to California and skating, going to skate parks and meeting people and trying to find spots. That led to one person to another. You grow, and then, you know, like I said, shout out to pharmacy. When you got pharmacy around, you know, you're involved in skating. So it just all grew from there. Just meeting people and building relationships with people that you know that relate or that you know and with you. And from just
Yeah.
out there, we just wanted to be seen. It didn't matter. We just want to be seen. We skate. You know, we love skating. You know.
Yeah, that's rad to have, dude. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, networking, have writing for a brand and networking with people and traveling and stuff. I mean, that's 100% thing to do
Yeah.
in skateboarding.
Yeah. Meeting people that you know they relate to the same stuff, just different stories from different neighborhoods, different communities. You know, being around the people.
Mhm.
That's what it's about. You know, that's what I love about it. Meeting different people from different worlds, different cultures, different walks of life. Skating
Yeah.
teach you discipline. That's why I said it's like martial arts.
Yeah, nah, you're right. I mean, skateboarding does teach you a lot of discipline and teaches you life, you know what I mean? Because we can skate anywhere around the world and meet people that are skaters. You hear
Right.
click, 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 click down the street and look and you're like, oh, okay. I want to
Yeah.
see where the skate spot's at. I'm gonna hit this dude up. And then all of a sudden you
Right.
guys are homies for life.
Right. There's respect.
Yeah,
They teach you respect.
nah, definitely does.
Uh,
And then you wrote for New York too. Tell me about that.
yeah, New York days. That was dope. Um, Shout out to my boy Ben. We connected at it was a Dew Tour party, and me and him had connected, and he seen that I was skating and hooked me up with some boards. And then I even flew out to New York to kick it with him. You know, we used to chill and build a relationship, skate around New York. It was dope.
Hmm.
I think I wrote for him for like 3 or 4 years or so. I think you know getting to meet Chaz Ortiz and skating with him that was dope.
That's rad. That's rad. And then how'd you get on New York?
Yeah, like I said, we was at the Dude Tour party, and he just was like, "Hey, you skate?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You got any boards? I give you boards." I'm like, "Nah." He's like, "Can I send you boards?" I'm like, "Yeah." So we exchanged info, and then the box came, and it was New York. I was like, "Damn, this is crazy," because I grew up like I told you, the '90s, like Harold Hunter and stuff, kids and all that stuff. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, damn, that's wild, bro. Hella respect to the skate game, to the skate gods, because I'm one of them kids, like one of them ones.
Mm-hmm.
So that definitely was like a blessing. I was like, wow, just New York boxes.
No, that's
But
right, dude.
it was kind of tough though with the whole West Coast, East Coast,
Really, why's
trying to
that?
balance that. I don't know. I guess that in the industry, that's just what it was. Like if
Mm.
you wrote for East Coast brand and you was on the West Coast at a time in my era, it was like you didn't get respect for that. And I never understood why. I was like, damn, this is like some Tupac and Biggie shit. Like, what the hell? Like, but whatever. I'm like, whatever. We gonna try and push it anyway. Like, and New York was still, they was down for me, but after a while, it just became a thing where we had to just part ways. It was cool. I enjoyed the ride.
Yeah. I mean, part ways. I mean, what do you mean by part ways? Like they're like, oh, because you're on the West Coast, we can't support
No, it
you, or
wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was just the company was changing. My homie, his role and things was changing. It was just business. That's just how
Mhm.
business worked. That was just a time of business, and they
Yeah,
wouldn't. They weren't. Just as far as branding.
yeah. And then
So
sorry, to interrupt you, but you did say something about like it was like a West Coast East Coast thing. Was it like a more like a, oh, you're on the West Coast, we're not going to support you that much, or was it
no,
like
that's just
explain that
my
to me?
opinion. Cause like I said, I competed. I've been in competitions. I competed with some of the best of today.
Hmm.
Some of the best, it's like the top tier skaters of today. I've been out there and competed with them, and I always thought of that. Like, damn, I got New York board, or I'm wearing a big ass New York shirt, but I never really was tripping. I was just like, my sponsor. Like, I'm thinking skate mode, like video game style. Like, I got a brand that support me.
Yeah.
Like that if that ain't respected, then I don't know what respect is. So I wasn't looking at it like the image of things. I was just happy, like the kid that came from nothing, you skating. Now you got brands like New York. That's a big brand. Like if you know your history, then you know.
Hmm. Yeah.
Especially if you really part of the skate culture.
No, you're definitely
And
right. I mean,
and,
New York
and with
painted the way of East Coast.
with me, it's all respect for all skating all across the globe. So I never looked at it like that.
Hmm. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, like I said just a few minutes ago, New York painted the way for New York skateboarding. You know what I mean? Got it out there and all that stuff.
Right. And it's dope.
I, yeah,
It's
hundred
just like
percent.
all the other brands is dope. It could have been
Yeah,
any other brand. It's dope.
you'll be still stoked and be like, I'm supporting this 24/7. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Cause I love skating. Like anybody that was gonna support it didn't matter. Everybody that supported me, I loved every moment. Even to this day. So it's like that's just what it's about.
Yeah,
As long as it's respected, then that's what it's about.
yeah. And now you're part of DGK.
Yep. Shout out to DGK. Shout
I,
out to
I,
Stevie.
and how did all that work out? How'd you get on that?
Man, I met Stevie out here in Vegas. And then, we built a relationship. And he started sending me boards. And we just been rocking ever since 2018. So 2018 till now.
Oh wow,
Yeah, 2018. We just been rocking out.
that's awesome. That's
Yeah,
congratulations on that, man. I mean,
yeah,
you're
thank you.
sounds like you've been with like legendary brands, since you started skateboarding, and now now you're with another legendary brand. You know what I mean?
Right. And
So I
even
mean,
that was a trip. Like, you know, knowing the history of things. It's like, man, Stevie, damn. All right. The saga continues. Let's go.
yep, yep. I mean, and now you got new generation of skaters on DGK that are just killing it.
Right. Oh man. Going insane.
Like they got
Those
they got Brian Reed. The name goes on and on and on.
next level, bro. Dang. Like,
So
boo.
what do you want to do for DGK? Like, if you could do anything for DGK, what would you want to do to get for DGK, for your skateboarding, for anything? What would you want to do?
Just represent, you know. Get give him what I'm coming with. Let's just represent. I feel like DGK is like part of my story. If it makes sense, if you think about it, it's like just that dirty kid, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that pushed through. You was saved by skateboarding, so that's what DGK all about. So that's what I'm all about. Like skateboarding saved me, so I want to give that back too. So I'm all for that with DGK.
Yeah. And how would you give back to skateboarding, or to your brands and stuff like that? How would you give back to them?
By trying to just keep pushing and keep skating, keep motivating, being inspirational, you know, no matter what I'm doing, and just
Do you,
having fun on my board.
yeah. And do you feel like being an inspirational is like very important to you?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Why you say that?
It's very important because I have people that's looking at me. I got siblings younger than me, and there's kids out there that relate to what I go through. So, and even if they don't, I'm all for the youth. So, if skateboarding can empower the youth, then I'm all for the youth,
Mm-hmm.
regardless.
And yep. And what's success? What is success to you? What does Adrian want to be successful for?
Um,
I'm hitting you some good questions, huh?
being
You're like, damn,
successful,
G.
being successful for. Wait, say that question again.
Like like, okay, I'll put it in a better phrase. So you want to be successful. We all want to be successful. But in Adrian's life, what is successful to you? What will make you successful?
Hmm. Shit. Yeah, you hit me with that one. Cause now I'm like,
Hey,
shit. I
hey,
gotta think.
I do that. I do that little kanku punch. Bow.
Man. As
You
far
know,
as
like
what? As far as what?
let me give you an example. Like me personally, I want to be. I always say I'm going to be successful. I am successful. And, I'm not just
Right,
saying I'm
right.
successful and money and power and this and that. I'm successful of people. People make me successful. If you're part of my
Oh,
life,
okay. Well,
you're going to be successful. What is successful to
for
you? What does
me
that mean to you?
is for me is peace and health.
Peace and health. That's a
ambition,
good thing.
and ambition.
Okay. And why is that?
It feeds into your willpower. Because I want to be successfully at will. To me, that's successful.
That's very smart, man. You know,
Yeah.
that's very smart. I mean, me, I'm generally, like I just said, you know, what makes me successful is people in my life that are successful. If they're successful, that makes me successful. You know, if they're not
Yeah.
successful, I'm not going to be successful. You know,
Right.
my energy is off of people. You know.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That part. Being for the people. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
success.
family.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
100% family. You know, so I mean, it's definitely, you know, I mean, it's so what I'm going to try to say now, the question I'm going to bring now is, so you want to bring that success. How are you going to bring that success into GGK or to other brands? What can you do to what can they do to make you successful?
What can DGK do to make me successful?
Well, not GGK, but it's just like
Oh.
any brands that you're with. I'll just use GGK as an
Oh,
example.
well, it's just all support, respect. That's it. Just support, respect, bondage. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you feel like in your whole skateboard life that you felt all that respect, bondage, all that in your skateboard life?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I
Why do you
said,
say
I
that?
didn't, because it was just come from nothing, and then stuff just started happening naturally. It was like just the skate world. Shout out to the skate gods. You know.
Yeah. And they looked after you, huh?
Yeah. Just all came back. It's like, damn.
And
You know,
and what's
I had my days.
you had your days. Tell about those days.
Well, what I was gonna say is I had my days where I like wanted to stop skating, but that was like in my younger days. And then it wasn't because of anything skate related. It was just a phase, you know, growing up. But I
Mhm.
never did. Even the day I thought about it, the next day I was already, that shit was deleted. You know, I just had a moment.
And let's say the day that you did quit. Let's just say you did quit. What would you be doing?
Well, I wouldn't have. It was just me being retarded.
Oh, you being retarded?
Yeah, I was just mixing too much shit in one pot, and
Okay.
didn't realize I wasn't cooking nothing.
There was no there was no eggs in the fry pan, right?
Right, it wasn't shit in there. I'm like,
No, it was just all bullshit. You're
right.
looking in, it's like you're looking in the
So
pan and be like, "What's in the pan? Oh, there's nothing in the pan. What am I doing?" You know?
yeah, as far with with all my brands, I just want to grow and inspire the next to come. You know, that's the main focus. That's it.
Yeah.
Grow and inspire the next to come. That's what anybody that I mess with, buddy, I'm cool. You know,
Yeah.
let's just grow, inspire the next to come, and train and work. It
Mhm.
take hard work. You know, nothing comes easy. None of this was easy. You know, even I'm sure for yourself to even, even want to stand up and do what you do every day. So,
Mhm.
you know,
It doesn't come easy, man.
no, it's not easy. So for everybody listening, hard work and dedication and passion and love and respect, all those things matter.
Yep.
And be
100%.
disciplined. You know, be disciplined, be willing to learn, want to learn.
Yep.
You know,
That's true. You know, I
it's,
mean, there's days that there's honestly there's days that I'm just like I'm done. You know what I mean? But there's days that like, I love what I do.
yeah, exactly, exactly. I love what I do, so how can I complain?
Exactly.
I just love what I do, and I love the people that support me and that back me up 100%, maybe 130. Who knows? A shout out
130.
to everybody
You should be
though.
100. You should be 150. 200, man.
We're gonna say 140. Hit him with the 10-4.
Exactly. Without them looking.
Right.
Without them looking, man.
Never let
Nah,
him know
but
your next move. I'm just playing.
exactly. Like Marshall. Like, was it? What was it? Street Fighter? Can never
Right.
let them know what the next move is going to be.
That part. Just get right
Yeah.
to it.
Right. Right. And
You
let's
know.
say that there someone invented a time machine. Okay. And they came to
Right.
you, Adrian, and they're like, "Hey, dude, we got this one. You can do this one-time time machine thing to go back to change anything in your life. Would you change anything in your life, or would you keep it as is?
Nah. I let it ride.
Really? Why is
Let
that?
it ride. This is dope. The whole experience is dope.
It wouldn't make you who you are.
Yeah, it's dope. I respect it. It's dope.
No, that's definitely true. I mean, you wouldn't be who you are. You wouldn't be doing what you're doing, and you wouldn't be meeting the people you're meeting. That's your journey is to be where you're
Exactly.
at in life.
See, and that's what I'm saying. That's how me and you cross paths.
Hmm.
Skateboard.
Yep.
That's a
Passion
blessing.
and love.
That part.
Passion and love, man.
Exactly. Passion and love and respect. But you gotta add a little bit of discipline on it, and we'll be all right.
Well, hey, we'll be good. We hit him with a 10-4.
Right. Hit him with the 10-4. That's a bet for sure. You know.
Yep, yep. And what do you have coming up for 2023? Anything good?
Yeah, I'm working on a couple street edits. I got a lot of footage that I got backed up that I need to set up, get separated. But other than that, just keep skating as much as I can. At any
Okay.
time, any moment I can, I just get out there and skate, bro. That's the best. I love that. Like I don't plan nothing. I just get my board and I go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And do you have any shout outs you want to shout out?
Well, shout out to Vegas, the whole city. Shout out my family, moms, grams. Shout out to my sponsors, DGK, Hardin, Pharmacy, Tango, Fisher Genius, Footprint, insoles with the shoes, footwear. Um, and so, who am I think that's all. Shout out everybody that support me. Um, the Most High, of course, and that's how I'm coming.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. And then the one last thing before you take off, what do you want to say to the upcoming skater, the one that's is coming from a hard life, and and they see skateboarding and they want to get into skateboarding? What can you say to that person right as you're talking to them right now today?
I would say make sure you focus in school and the times you can. When you can skate, train and be disciplined. Try to be smart. If there's some people around you or other people like that skate, that are better than you, or just saying whatever, that y'all get involved and just focus on that.
Oh yeah, dude. That's 100 right there.
Yeah.
Definitely 100. Well, Adrian, man, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. And hey, you guys, if you don't know who this guy is, after you listen to him and want to see him skating, Adrian, where can they go watch your stuff?
You can go on YouTube and search Adrian McCoy's ADRIAN MCCOY. And that's pretty much all the stuff. You can find me on all the platforms under that.
And people, mind's gonna be blown when you see his footage because this dude
I appreciate
lays it down to Vegas. There's a reason why they call him the mayor of Vegas.
Hello.
Once you see that footage, you're gonna be like, "Oh, that's why they call him the mayor of Vegas." Man. That dude just wraps it up and kills it.
Hey, just hard work and dedication, passion and love.
Definitely, man. Hey,
I appreciate you, brother.
Hell yeah, and hey, you have a bright future ahead of you, man, and I just cannot wait to see what you have coming up, staring up on the frying pan.
Blessings, brother. Thank you. I appreciate you highly. Grateful forever, brother.
Hell yeah,
hopefully, look, we can get you out here in Vegas sometime. We can do something.
Oh, we'll be out there soon. I was talking to Kushner about it the other night or last night. Okay. We were talking about Vegas, so we got some planning to do.
Okay, most definitely.
All right, homie. Well, take care and thanks so much. And go do a switch front heel for us.
All right, 10-4.
All right, homie.
I'll talk to you soon, brother. Thank you.
Late.